Okay, guys, let's wrap up Monday's trading calls from GreatStockPicks.com live trading chat room. I was going to start by showing you a chart of the SPY itself. And you need to look at it and see the difference between what a candlestick looks like. There's one. There's one. See where you can see some color in them and some shape to them, right? Versus the last couple days. I didn't do a very good job circling it, but you can see today doesn't have any color, just very narrow range. I'll go to 5-minute candles on an intraday basis and show you. I mean, this was just chopping around all day. The initial sell-off, then you get an initial little bounce, and all day. Then you break the low of the day thinking, oh, well, at least we're going to get some direction. No, right back into the base. And that's not too out of the ordinary for a Monday with not much financial news. I expect better charting, better trading the rest of the week. I absolutely do. Now, let me go over the calls I made in chat today to give you an idea. Okay, I had to pause the video for a second, so I'm not sure exactly the last words I said. But anyway, CY was the first official idea I put out today, right around 10 o'clock. CY gapped up, sold off, but then took out the high of the day. Was pretty interesting on the daily, gapping up about a week's worth of trading. It seemed like it was going to have nice volume. This blue line here is where I suggested a buy idea. Okay, this is what it looked like when I suggested something like this. And my entry I gave was 15.31, so the line's not perfect. It's a little high. And a stop 20 cents, 15.11. Okay, 20 cents risk. Now, this just chop side. We went up to 15.41, then back down. Chop side was never came close to stopping out. And anyone who had the the patience or the personality type that you could just let this go all day and then sell near the end of the day, great. And I'm actually considering switching my methodology around to for running the chat room, just making these either work or not, because normally stocks I call are pretty much going to work right away, and if they don't, I'm usually back out flat. But in this new market, a lot of times it can just take hours, and then you get this late day push, and it's kind of goofy. But either way, CY never came close to the stop, and certainly I don't think I'm going to add any results to the results page today, because I only put highlights on there. Didn't have anything that got killed, but didn't have anything really to brag about. But CY, almost a 15.60 from a 15.30 entry. It took all day, and the stop never got hit. Again, nothing to brag about, but let's continue here. RIMM, a couple ideas in it. The first time I projected it, you see that blue line there? This blue horizontal line, this is where I called it. It was coming down to the rising 8, this big push on 5s, but very strong volume, very strong. These are 5-minute candles, by the way. Very strong right out of the gate. Suggested a potential buy there, and that's why I put these lines on there. Actually, these lines must be something. No, these lines mean something different. I projected this and just gave a verbal, hey, this could work right around this rising 5-minute candle, 8-period moving average around 14.25 with a stop below. But that's not what those lines are. And anyone who took that, it worked great. Okay, when it came down here, this is where I suggested a potential buy, right here with a 20-cent stop. And it went 5, 10, about 15 minutes and just didn't move. Again, a flat for me. Worst case stop, if anyone held it, it did stop out 20 cents loss at the very end of the day. But I mean, it chopped around for a couple hours, gave you time to say, hey, this isn't working. MRK, 39.10, 38.89. I thought I had lines on this one too. Called Merck earlier in the day up here. I thought I had lines, sorry, and it moved up about 12 cents. Came back to my entry, I was back out, and then called Merck again, MRK, right here at 39.10, and it only went to like 39.20, but again, took about 2 hours to give you plenty of time. You were up about a dime to kill it, worst case flat. I mean, just chop fest all day. UPL, after this rally, I called it on this pullback here, and you can see that top blue line was my buy call. UPL, 1945 with a 1925 stop. 20 cents risk again, and it made it to 1980 over the course of about, 4 hours, right? So that's the kind of day it was. I actually did sell my last third right there at the end of the day, 1980. Announced it in chat. So, but again, nothing to brag about. I will show you, Jesus, one of our members, got my attention on EQT, all right, when it looked like this. Jesus knows I like to look for pullbacks on a strong stock, okay? Gapped up, pulled back, bounced off the rising 8, took out the high of the day, and then this pullback in the area that we like to buy these on the pullback. Jesus pointed this out to me. I looked at it, liked it enough that I put it on the projector, showed it to everybody, and for the life of me, never translated this into an actual call. But it would have been on this green candle here, 48.56, with a 20-cent stop. And man, that would have been the play of the day. Jesus did well on it. Not sure how many others did. I did put this on the projector when it looked like this and gave the idea that, hey, if I were going to play, this is how I play. But I never did give an official, hey, I'm taking this, or hey, here's the idea, you know, here's the call, here's the stop. I do believe I might have suggested the numbers, but since I'm not sure, I'm certainly not going to put it on the results page. But this was perfect. It was gapping up on the daily as well, above, you know, several weeks worth of trading. So I liked everything about it, and it was super clean pullback. Whenever these candles look like stair steps like this, the volume's decreasing. That's super clean. The buy zone between the rising 20 and the rising 8 on 5s, coupled with everything else I just showed you, this is a pure play grab right here with a 20-cent stop. And well, like I said, 48.50 something, and it went up to over 50. So a $1.50 plus move on 20 cents risk. Doesn't make the results page because I didn't make it official, but I certainly did turn on the projector and congratulated Jesus for finding it. I really did like it. I'm not sure how I escaped making the trade or call myself. I'm really not. Let's see. ARO was one that I suggested a potential short in right here, and the stop right there. And look at that. I mean, it would have here's the short, here's the stop, never stopped, and really didn't give anything to brag. So that's the kind of day it was. That didn't do much of anything. I think I already talked about Merck, UPL. I already talked about RIM. So I think that's it. Oh, late in the day, First Solar was very strong. Suggested a buy here after 5 minutes. It didn't get going, killed it. Suggested a buy right about here again at 45. But that time I said I'm not going to do it because I'm running out of trading day. And it just went sideways for the next 20 minutes too. So I do highly expect better trading the rest of the week. If I left anything from chat out, it certainly isn't intentional. That's the best of my recollection from all my calls. If I put a call in the announcements feature of the chat room, it's right there for me to read, and that's the ones I went over there at first in the video because it's very easy to spot them. And then the other ones I have to take notes on, something like if I show an idea like EQT from Jesus, I put it on the projector, so then I put it in my notes even though I didn't call it because it's instructive to go over them after the fact. Kicking myself for not calling that one. But anyway, there'll be other EQTs later this week, and we'll catch some. So I'm not going to worry about it. Nothing else to talk about, guys. We'll see everybody tomorrow morning. Have a good night.